Hey, 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 happy, what is it, Monday. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. My name is Kelly Hoover. I am super excited to be coming at you live talking about a fun topic tonight. If you're catching this on the replay, drop in the comments, hashtag replay, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I am super excited about bringing my friend Brittany on to chat with me tonight. Hey, hey guys, say hi when you're hopping on. And this, I promise you, is going to be a video that you want to click the share button on. We're going to have a great conversation and really just kick it off about life being on repeat. And I see my friend Brittany. Hi, Donna. Hi, Beth. Great to see you guys. Hello, beautiful Brittany. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Thanks for being on. I always like when Facebook switches it to two people, I'm like so up in the camera. I'm like, back it up, girl. I need to back it up.
I'm like, do I really
all
look
I see
that
is my
close?
face. Yeah, just say it again.
I'm always like, do I really look that close? Like, am I really that close to the camera?
I know. Well, I'm excited that you are on. So thank you for hopping on tonight. You guys say hello when you are popping on, and you saw the title of this, or maybe you didn't see the title of this, but the title is Ever Feel Like Your Life is on Repeat? Like you wake up, it's sort of like Groundhog Day. Who has seen that movie? You wake up, you do the same thing over and over and over again. And you know, why I asked Brittany to come on tonight is because she did about a week or 2 weeks ago. I was watching her stories and she was talking about how people are feeling this way. We've all felt that way before. So, Brittany, I want to just kick it over and I want to just share what's on your heart about, life being on that repeat and that whole Groundhog Day. And you guys say hello when you're hopping on. And thanks, Brittany, for being on.
Absolutely. And, I often get in this. I was kind of referring, my birthday's in December. I just turned 38. And I remember getting to that point at 35, staring at my computer, staring out the window, really wondering what else? What else can I do? We own a really successful business. We are kind of maxed out at that point. And every week my husband was talking about what about this and what about this? And I just kept saying I just don't have any more room on my plate. I don't know how I would manage another business. I don't know how I could do that. I physically was doing the most every single day, but it was the same thing every single day, just making it through each and every day. And not that it didn't provide for us and not that it wasn't a great life. And everyone on the outside was like, oh, well, they have everything. But really, we had gotten to the point where we were doing all that we could with 6 kids blended, a very fast growing business. And it was an eye-opening moment when I realized that there's 2 flights of steps that in our back office that when I go up them, I get winded. And every day I get up, I go to work. At this point, I had quit doing my makeup. I had quit worrying about my roots in my hair. I really didn't care what I wore. I was just trying to do the least I could for myself so I could do everything else the same every single day. And I seen him walking around our parking lot and I was like, what is he doing? And I went back to her office and I said, when I seen him come back in, and when we met, we were very into working out, taking care of ourselves. And that was something we did for a really long time. And then we started our business and our kids were getting bigger and they were in ball and cheer and competitions and theater. And it was just we had gotten left behind. And he was like, well, to be completely honest, I'm doing this 75 hard thing. And I was like, what is that? And it's a very intense, 75 days. And I left his office and I literally went back to my desk and I texted my daughter's cheer coach, who I had seen, we had talked while we were in Disney at UCA Nationals. And we were both like, we're just kind of fine with life. Like, we're running through life. The kids are good. The kids are happy. Like, business is good. And her husband, who was the police chief right below, in a smaller city right below us, he had started Thrive. And I was like, there's no way he can do 75 hard and I can be a part of that with him. And he's wanting to change, like, our life again. Like, he's wanting to do something different. But we've let ourselves go so far. And it was every single day, like morning and night. And I'm the kind of person, I love a challenge. I love something new. I'm always like searching for like, how can I impact my life greater? Like, how can I live the most while I'm here? And I had lost that. And that's a really scary place to be, because when you've gotten that far, like, you've lost yourself. You've lost like who you are with your own specific identity, that I just couldn't even put forth the effort in myself anymore. And to see, like, look in the mirror that day, and I had gotten to where I hadn't looked in the mirror in a long time. Basically the stress, my hair was falling out. I was about 45 pounds overweight for my height. And I really just got up every day to do the same thing and back. And so when he started that, I messaged Jesse and I said, does this Thrive stuff really work? It was literally the most generic post you could have ever put out. It was simply the 3 steps on a counter. And she posted about how Michael was going to spin and they cleaned the house. And she wasn't thriving. He was just cheap and didn't want to pay for it. So he wanted to thrive for free. And so this was weeks before. He wasn't a promoter. He just enjoyed the experience, and he didn't want to thrive, like pay for his Thrive. He was like, if I can get this stuff for free, surely 2 people that I know will want to thrive. Well, that was 3 weeks before, and I was really thinking she was going to be like, oh no, he's already quit. And she was like, actually, let me send you to our girl and let her bring you a sample. Like, you don't even have to like commit fully, because I had gotten to the point in my life that I felt like I had tried everything. I'm a nurse by trade. I have a medical background. I know how to take care of myself. Kind of thought I knew the ropes, and I just didn't want to fail at one more thing. Especially at the mindset I was in is like, okay, you have a successful business, you bought the house, you've got the cars, your kids are great, you're going through the motions, but what is next? And I didn't even know that I had more left in me. I didn't know that if I just took a little bit better care of myself, that so much more could be accomplished every single day. And so I just tried it. And I actually was probably the rudest. I mean, I think you and I probably run a close race between being the rudest thrivers ever. Just goes to show, like I said the other day, we make the best ones because we need it more than we even know. And I think that is why I'm so passionate about it, is I did not even know how badly I needed something to fill the gaps. I needed the one thing that I have been missing my entire life. I know how to lose weight. I know what fills in the energy gaps. I know how to eat a nutritional meal, but I never found that missing piece. And it blows my mind, because I used to administer medications all day long, vitamins all day long. Like, I knew what I was doing and why I was doing it, but it just was, I'd gotten to that point with myself that it just wasn't on my priority list. And so at that point, I had one goal. And my goal was that I just wanted to feel better, because in my thought process was, Brittany, if you can feel better, you can do better. Like, I didn't care what was in the product. I never even looked at the packages. I literally got up the next morning, took both my capsules, drank my shake all wrong, put my DFT on at 11 a.m. Like, I done it so wrong. But I felt a little bit better on day 1, and that's all I needed. I just needed a little bit more. And I didn't tell anyone. My receptionist was the only person who knew that was starting, and she started with me, but we didn't tell anybody else. We didn't want nobody to know if this stuff didn't work. So we just kept it to ourselves. And day one, we were both kind of like, wow, it's 2:00, and like, we drank water all day, and like, I can't even say I'm tired. And y'all, my middle name was actually, my first name was Tired. They were like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, tired. Tired is my name. But it was one of those moments that I was like, oh, this stuff it's pretty good. Like, I was very afraid of like being overstimulated or just not feeling right. And I'm very keen about my body. You wouldn't have known it by looking at me then, but I'm very aware of like how my body is functioning. And I just felt good. I felt clearer. I didn't, like you said one day, like the fog was kind of lifting. I did not know how heavy that fog was though. And the further I get away from March, like 13th of 2019, the more like emotional it becomes for me, because I realize like how dense the fog was that I was walking through every single day. And so by day 3, my husband, I walked in the back door. I had on makeup. It was 7 a.m. and evidently I was smiling. And I will tell you, I was not connecting the dots. I was not connecting the dots. I slept well the night before. I got up when my alarm went off. I got myself ready, and it was like still not, I took my Thrive. I took it right that day. And I wasn't really connecting that it was the Thrive. Like, I was so skeptical. I wasn't even willing to give it credit for what it was actually doing for me. So he stops me and he's like, hey, what's wrong? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, you're early, you're smiling, and you have makeup on today. What is wrong? And I'm like, no, I'm just thriving. And he was like, what is Thrive? And so I explained it, and he was like, are you going to share it? Because he's the vitamin junkie, like the whole desk drawer full of vitamins. And so I did. And today I placed my order on day 10. By day 10, I was completely sold. I still wasn't taking it correctly every day because I wasn't connecting the dots of the importance of the 3 steps working optimally the way they're supposed to be taken. But I still felt really good. And I was making small steps. And I started with little goals because I used to call myself an all or nothing. I'm either all in or I'm all out. Well, guess what? I'd gotten all out because I wasn't giving myself any grace. I was setting goals that were extremely unobtainable, and I was not following through because I would get defeated. And so one of the things that I tell everyone that comes onto my team or joins this business or becomes just a thriver is like, give yourself grace. Like, let the product do its job. Like, you didn't get in this shape in one day. You're not gonna like wake up tomorrow, and this not a quick fix. It's not like the magic pill, but it will give you what you need. And the more your body recovers from all of the things that you haven't been given it, all of the toxins and everything that I had been filling it with, and the lack thereof of water and nutrients and good food, like, all of that comes in time. But just focus on getting your 3 steps right. Then focus on your water. Then focus on a little bit of walking. You don't have to run. This isn't a marathon. Like, we don't have a destination here. Like, this is a journey, not a destination. And so each year now, I'm so excited to look back and see how far and how much our lives have changed, and the impact that we've had on our lives, just our lives, because what you change in this generation trickles down for generations to come. If only your goal is to impact your life and your family tree, that's okay, because that trickles out all over the place. But the little things that you do every single day are really what actually changes. There's nothing catastrophic that happens one time that's going to change your life for the rest of your life. It's like the little habits and the little goals. And so I stair step, and I love like December because my birthday, obviously, but I don't wait to January 1st to like set my New Year's resolutions. Like, I start working on what do I want to see and how do I want to impact it? I don't want to live the next chapter the same. I don't want to show up in the same place next December. Like, I want to be further ahead. I want to touch more people. I want to grow. I want to put more out there to help others, impact others, and be that light that so many of us need. So that's my goal for each and every year of like not living on the Groundhog's Day. It's really funny. We have a child that was actually born on Groundhog's Day. And so each year I'm always like, we're reliving it. But it's a choice. Like, I know like a lot of times we're following the plan of like graduating, getting that career. What's the next step, the next promotion? What are we supposed to do next? But what if supposed to be, and what is actually our purpose? Like the world has its own like idea of like this and that and this year and then here, and then you reach this final epic, retirement or what have you, or promotion or job, whatever it may be. That's the world's view. But like, what is your view? Like, what fills you up, and what do you feel like? Are you following the plan and purpose that is really laid out for you? Or are you just settling because it feels comfortable? And I think we've all been guilty of like being really comfortable and having what looks like the American dream, and then one day it's not our dream anymore, or like our life doesn't fit in the square box of that dream. So for me, I'm always trying to be more open to the fact that there is a bigger purpose. Like, there's a greater purpose for each and every one of us. And I don't want to wake up one day and be like, you didn't hit all the marks. Like, you didn't even give the marks a chance. Like, you didn't even live to your full potential. Like, I don't want to like see this life flash before me of could have been, that I just chose to take that very comfortable, easy road because it was comfortable and easy, and it was what the world expected. I really want to have this vast impact. And even if it's only on my family tree, if it's just my generations and my grandchildren and my great grandchildren, like, that's enough for me. But I know I didn't leave anything on the table. And it starts with like little bitty decisions, like this one decision that changed both of our lives. Like, when I was listening to you last night, I was like, I remember like the day that it clicked, like the moment that I realized that I was just living in this rat race and I really wasn't living. And it looked really well, and it looked very shiny on the outside, but it's not on the inside. And when you wake up one day and you thought you were doing the right things and all the things, and then you wake up and you're like, I haven't even had a chance to actually be a mom. Like, how do I, like, I don't even know myself. How do my kids know me? Like, how does my spouse really know me if I don't even know myself?
So true. I love so much that you said your story. So funny. Melanie says, that she didn't even blink because your story was so powerful. But one of the things that you said in the very beginning that just like hit home, I wrote it down, that you left you behind. I've never heard someone say it in that manner, but we as a society, especially moms, like, I'm not discounting the dads, but especially moms, we wear so many different hats. We're doing things for the kids. We're doing that. We are always left behind. And guess what? It's accepted in society that moms, that your personal care, your self-care, who you are, your health, all that just gets put on the back burner. We get left behind. But the cool thing about walking through your story is that, like, you're actually a better mom, a better wife, a better friend, a better daughter when you took care of you first in a simple way. It doesn't have to be dramatic, And so I love so much that you shared that. It's just so powerful and so relatable.
I feel like we almost glamorize not taking care of ourselves. Like I felt like I glamorized that I worked all these hours and I'd done all of these things and I was here, there, and everywhere. But I really wasn't here, there, and everywhere. My body might have been, but my brain was not. My mind was not. And that was really hard to accept when my daughter was like, Mom, but you're not here. Like, and you know, she was like, I know. Everybody thinks it's okay to be 10 Star's daughter, but you roll in on 3 wheels. You're constantly on your phone. You constantly are tired or listening to a customer, or like your day is ruined, like your Sunday mornings are ruined, like we never get a dinner without the phone ringing, you know. And I'm going to be honest, like that was my life from the time my kids were little. I was in the medical field, and 24/7, 365, like there's no holidays, there's no birthdays, like you're on call. Like I was on call, in a position of on call. So like, I just kind of thought it was normal. My kids actually did too, until they started realizing that other people's moms really do show up. Like some people's moms really do like get their uniforms together. Like I'll never forget the day that I could not get my daughter's cheer shoes to her. And like she was penalized. Now, granted, she was in the 7th grade and she should have had her cheer shoes with her. But because I couldn't get them to her because I was working, like she was penalized for it. And I remember like trying to rationalize it with, she's in the 7th grade, like she should do this, but it was like, I missed the mark. And we almost glamorize all of that busyness. And not like, I woke up in 2019 and I had a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old who I realized that like I have almost missed their entire childhood dedicated to taking care of other people. And that was the most impactful thing, was like I had no balance. Like I had no way of like taking care of us and taking care of them, because everyone had glamorized like, oh, you're so good at your job, and oh, like you're amazing, like we need you here, or oh, I need you to fix this, or you're the only one that can do this. And I'm like, and you said it last night, the golden handcuffs. And when I wrote it down, and I was like, that absolutely is exactly the life I was like handcuffed to the life that everyone else thought was amazing. And it was like, if it was the only life I had, like if I knew that I had maxed out my potential, it was still a wonderful life. Like, but I missed, like it was a wonderful work life, but I was missing actually living. So, yeah.
Right. So powerful. I mean, it's just so powerful. And those of you watching live or you're catching the replay, you know, you have to really like see yourself and your story and where you're at and what Brittany shared. I mean, you have to think specifically about like, where are you in that? I'm doing a devotion right now that is all about our purpose and not letting other people hold our purpose back. And as you're walking through this, I'm like, that was you, that was me being held back by not even really knowing what you're held back, not even knowing that you had a greater purpose here. And darn, doesn't it feel good to like be in what you are called to do and serve in a, you know, in such a passion that it doesn't feel like work. It feels like you are helping and you're leading and you're helping other people uncover their potential and their life. And so if you're listening and you're friends with Brittany, you're friends with me, someone has shared this video, because I know a lot of people have shared it. You know, you have to make the decision for yourself. There is no one that is going to come. Brittany's not going to come on a white horse. I'm not going to come on a white horse. Nobody is. You have to make the commitment to the girl in the mirror. You have to make the commitment. And I love what you said, the stair stepping, because so many people are all or nothing. And I am the same way. I'm like all in or all out. But this, you don't have to be. You start with saying yes to a product. You start with being consistent. You may not even do it right the first 10 days like you didn't, but you said yes to something and you got there, right? And so last question really for you to share is, you know, if somebody is feeling like they're in that rat race right now, and they don't know, like maybe they're like, gosh, this sort of sounds like me and I don't really know what to do. I don't really know where to go. Like, what's some encouragement? Like what can you say in that moment? What should someone do?
You know, the one thing that I was so blinded that I just found like I had to lay down all of my like pride, and I had to decide that no matter what, that something had to, because there was other people out there living the life, working the jobs, and still living and feeling good and looking good. Like I was 35 years old and I was scared to death because I was like, if this is 35, what is 70 going to be like? And at this point and at this rate, I'm not going to retire till I'm 70, and I'm not going to have any life left in me. And that was like the hardest realization. Like you got to really stare yourself in the mirror and say like, is this all I got in me? Or is somebody paying me this salary and giving me this insurance because I'm better than this, but this looks good on paper and this looks good to the public? Because I can promise you, if somebody's paying you a really good salary, but you're working 90 hours a week, it is because your potential is so much greater. But that is numbers when they suckered you in, looks really good. And, or you got this job that it's a really good job and the benefits are great, but you're so unfulfilled. Like there's a different way, and it's not always jump in both feet. It's like, start opening the doors, lay down your pride. I'm pretty sure that neither one of us in our life thought, oh, my goal is to be in network marketing. I never thought, like, I actually was the girl that thought that all of that was like mumbo jumbo. Like I never, when I was going to nursing school, was like, I'm going to be a network marketer. My mom was a real estate agent. My husband, it was a car salesman. Like I didn't want to sell nothing. Actually, I said, don't call me, I'll call you, and I'm not selling nothing, when she set my box down on my desk. But I had to sit down my pride and like really look myself in the face and realize that I was selling myself short. I had a product and I was 90 days in before I clicked the button, which I don't recommend. I recommend if you love it and you want to do it, that you go all in those moments. But I had to like get myself together. And your journey is the most important journey ever. Because if you don't really have a journey, and your journey is like, you will lose it. You can't lead others on a journey if you're not willing like to do yourself. And so right. I just laid my whole pride down and I said, Lord, I will do all the crazy. I will look totally insane for you. Like whatever, I know all of my plans have sucked. I have the skills, I have the desire to help others, but I need you to take the reins because my plans suck. So lay it down at the feet and just follow your heart, make a plan, give yourself grace.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I adore you. I so appreciate you hopping on and, sharing your story and giving some inspiration. I know some of the girls that were watching and seen a lot of people pop on, and I'm excited for them to have heard your story. And thank you so much for being on, you guys. And if you found this video helpful, definitely click the share button and spread Brittany's story. And I appreciate it, girl. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.